So no-brainer. Get your Interbet accounts up and running, and we're going to go and have a look and see what we've got in current affairs.
Right, current affairs. Again this week we found ourselves in a situation, not many group races around the country, James. In fact, we've only got one group race in South Africa this week.
And it was a postponed race. It was meant to be run last week, and they had too much rain, so they postponed it to this week, and a good winner.
The Champagne Stakes, Champagne Stakes in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a very good race because Northern Heritage and Luke Bales, I believe, owns this.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been around. He'll know Benji Johnson, eh?
It's his family. I think that the families probably go back a long way together. The Bales and the Johnson family, you know, KwaZulu-Natal family.
Out of a Royal Chalice mare.
Yeah.
There's the connection, yeah. They go back a long way. Luke Bales had many great horses over the years.
Yeah, he's carried on the whole breeding operation, which is good, and I think he's quite involved with the Scots.
Yeah.
But let's go and have a look at this filly winning the Champagne Stakes, Northern Heritage. It was quite a good race, this.
Then Northern Heritage dropped to the tail. They head towards the 400. They found across the track. Johnny Poppins moves into contention up the middle with Captain's Emblem. Comtesse Dubois still under a tight tell. Down the inside we got Quiddy Zena. That makes the line of 4, and they've pulled a couple of lengths clear of Splendid Sun. Northern Heritage start a kick. Then comes Ocean Swift under a ride. Daintree Dancer comes up the middle with 200 metres left to go. It's Quiddy Zena that's put her head in front. Northern Heritage is running an absolute cracker towards the inside, and Daintree Dancer's taken off up the outside. Northern Heritage is coming to get the better of Quiddy Zena, and Northern Heritage has mowed them down to win going away. Northern Heritage beats Quiddy Zena behind that Daintree Dancer and Comtesse Dubois.
Well, a superb one, really coming from the tail of the field. You heard the commentator say that, and Walter Bass, our man Mark Bass, again, as you say, this time he starts getting them all ready and he gets in front. This was a very good win.
Yeah, she won an excellent race, came from stone last. They went very fast up front. Quiddy Zena, I thought, ran a very good race. She'd been racing in KwaZulu-Natal earlier on in her career. Comtesse Dubois was all the rage.
Yeah, and ran a good race, you know, ran fourth. Daintree Dancer ran well, but good for Brandon Morgan-Root.
Yeah.
To boot that home, you know, he's a guy who's worked hard to get himself back into the top notches, and well done to him.
Yeah, he's certainly starting to get his act together. It's great to see. Let's go and have a look at all over the world.
Yeah.
We've got
Deauville on Sunday, I think it was. There's some really good racing, 2 Group 1s and a Group 2. And interesting to see all over the world. The English have actually, even in America this weekend, the English have gone over and raided. But this horse, Reckless Abandon, won this Darley Pre-Morney Group 1. It's a 5 furlong, 212 yards. Now, it's 4 for 4, this horse, James. I don't know the trainer well, Clive Cox.
Clive Cox, yeah, he's got a couple of decent 2-year-olds. I was talking to Terry Fripp about him this morning. He says he's done pretty well. This horse was 6 to 4 favourite.
Yeah.
He absolutely dawdled in. And
he beat 2 O'Brien horses.
2 O'Brien horses, George Vancouver and Parliament Square. One was Henry the Navigator.
No sign of the French.
No sign of the froggies.
What's your take on the French, James?
Well,
because I know the Aussies.
I think the food's quite good.
The food's excellent.
Yeah, the food's quite good.
The woman?
The woman, not the best.
Not the best.
No. The French men think they're the best. Okay, I think that they leave a lot to be desired. Yeah. And if you don't speak their language, they hate you. So they think you're English. So
well, I think that's more Parisians than the French. There's some wonderful French, but let's not. Your mate Maingard's French.
And,
Maxime
and Francois Domain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've got some mates there. Yeah,
I've got a couple of
You've got a few
Alec
mates.
Head, I know the Head family quite well.
James, Reckless Abandons by exchange rate. A stallion I don't know much about either, other than an Ephesio mare.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. But James, horse ran second, George Vancouver. Is that the horse that's by Henry the Navigator?
Yeah.
Starting to fire, this Henry the Navigator.
Yeah, he's doing quite well. But let's move on to, we've got a lot to go through left.
Yeah, let's go on to the Darley Prix Jean Romanet.
Yeah.
Also Group 1, and now we saw the champion, Snow Fairy.
1 mile, 2 furlongs almost, and she came out after a tremendously long break.
Yeah.
And Ryan Moore, Ed Dunlop, they all said, well, she's taking on a field of real group horses. Izzy Top was the one that she looked like she had to beat.
Timepiece, Henry
Gallicova
Cecil.
was favourite.
Who was favourite, sorry?
Gallicova, 11-4 favourite. But
Okay.
it was only a 5-horse race, and it really was a good win for Snow Fairy.
Good trainer, Ed Dunlop. You know, he really seems to be a very good trainer.
Comes from a dynasty of trainers, you know. John
Yeah,
Dunlop,
that's right.
his
Comes
father
from a
was
family. John Dunlop is the guy who's accredited with saying that any guy who says he's a great judge of yearlings is deceiving himself. It's a wonderful, wonderful chirp. Snow Fairy by Intercob, James, out of a Charnwood, Farnwood Farm, written yet. Charnwood Forest mare.
Charnwood Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Charnwood Forest was a very fast horse. I think that he won something like what was the Golden Jubilee, Charnwood Forest,
Okay.
or he won the Nunthorpe.
Lot of
He
speed,
was a very good horse, a lot of speed. And we know the story about this mare, but she's been fantastic.
James, there was one other on the day. Called the Kergulay, was a Group 2, was won by a Monjeu called Joshua Tree, trained by Marco Botti.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
Yeah,
he's booting up a few winners out of a Grand Lodge mare. So those are three very, very good races. Now, James.
All right, I just wanted to interrupt you here, because we saw the Prix Jean Romanet. Okay, now the big sale in France at the moment is called the Aquana August sale.
Yes,
okay,
Aquana,
and
correct.
the top price on the sale was for a See the Stars colt out of a mare who won the Prix Jean Romanet. Okay.
That's interesting, eh?
So
What'd
the
they pay for
same
it,
weekend,
James?
they paid 1.2 million euros for it, and it was a first foal, and the mare was Alpine Rose. She is by Limonix, Linamix at least.
And James, who consigned or who bought it?
Well, she was consigned, funnily enough, by the de Moussac family and Lady O'Reilly and a chap called Mr. Urano, who I think might
Urano, your own.
Urano. But no,
So
Lady O'Reilly is a South African connection.
Correct. That's with
She's got
Chris
horses
Saunders.
with Chris Saunders, yeah.
That's right. They've had a couple of decent horses over the year. They've got a stallion now. One of theirs has gone to stud.
Yeah.
That big Western Winter of theirs.
That Mike de Cook train.
That's right. That's gone up to stud. So well done to them. That was the top prize.
And while we're on France, Redout's Choice is going to stand there in 2013.
Very good stallion.
Yeah, he's standing at the Aga Khan stud, which is fantastic for them. Arrowfield, John Massara are extremely excited, which they should be, about who's going to stand in France. And Aga Khan's going to give him 15 of their mares. So, you know, if you ever get a crack, you get 15 mares of the Aga Khans, you're doing pretty well.
That's a great start.
70,000
€70,000,
euros. 70,000 euros stud fee.
Is that what it is? 70,000 euros?
Yeah, that's his stud fee. So you end up with a good stallion, you're going to end up with a pocket full of money.
Wow.
Okay, let's move to Arlington and Arlington Million.
Arlington Million's always been a race that we've sort of kept our eye on because Michael de Cox had a crack at it. I'll never forget. I think it was Kevin Shea and Johnny Murter that bit of.
Wanted to kill
I think it was Archie Palenka wanted to kill each other. That's right. You know, they were both riding for the divide.
Johnny Murder nearly was murdered.
Johnny Murder, yeah, he nearly got murdered. But this guy seems to be doing a good job. This trainer, what is his name? We went over and took it over.
Dale Romans.
Sorry, I'm thinking of the Beverly D. You're right.
He trained
Dale
the
Romans.
little Mike, okay, and it came to him 4 runs ago, 5 runs ago. It's been on a winning streak. They all said it was a speed horse only, and he's got it stretched it out. It's by Spanish steps. But Luca Comani ran second with a horse called Afsair.
Oh, yes, that's right. Now, James, these English guys can get on a plane. All these European guys, they can go race anywhere. Just a matter of getting on a plane, going over there and trying to win the Million or trying to win something in France or winning a race at Baden-Baden. And we have to sit here and say, okay, in 90 days' time, we hopefully have a horse somewhere else in the world.
Well, hopefully we'll have a horse in Mauritius for 90 days and then somewhere else for another 30 days.
It's outrageous.
It's a bloody nightmare.
Nightmare.
Just talking about the Beverly D, I'm a Dreamer won. David Simcox, Haley Turner by Novair. I don't think there's much else.
There's one other thing I'll talk to you about.
Okay,
This Beverly D winner, I'm a Dreamer. Now, David Simcox had the joint top 2-year-old with Frankel. Something Dream Ahead or Dream something he's gone to stud in Australia. Funny, he got everything with the name Dreamer. He seems to be a good trainer, James.
Quite a good trainer, yeah.
Talking about Frankel, next Wednesday, put your televisions on.
Yeah.
It's a great race.
This Wednesday. It's this Wednesday.
Sorry, it's this Wednesday. It's 2 days' time.
This Wednesday, 2 days' time.
Well,
22nd.
James, 2,000 metres, your take?
He'll win.
He'll win. He's taken on some decent horses. Because, you know, he's owned by Khaled Abdullah. Now, Khaled Abdullah is also going to have 2 other horses. Bullet Train's there again, the pacemaker. They say they're riding him the same way. Grimthorpe said that's the way he's going to run. But what about Twice Over? He's going, same owner, but this is Sir Michael Stout's horse. They say they're going to go and have a crack at Frankel over the trip. And Farr, who's a very good horse, runs second to him at Goodwood, he said, I'm going to try and beat him over this type of trip. Do you think they can?
No, no one will beat him. But let's move on and get Benji Johnson. I know that you've got a lot of news. What else you got there?
No, I think we're tied up with the news because, as I say, we only had the one race, but yeah. So I think from current affairs, I think we're just about tied up all the news, James.
Okay, well, that's the team from current affairs. I don't have anything else, and unfortunately, because of time restraints, people have got to understand, we've now got to break the show up, and we've been given a time limit of 60 minutes.
In the British summer season.
And because of time restraints, I've only got 18 minutes with Benji Johnson, which is not a very long time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So let's move on and go and see what we can see. We'll be back after the racing.
Yeah, I'm keen to get out there and check out the BMW Magic Millions Carnival this season. I'm just really looking forward to seeing what Gold Coast Racing has to offer.
I was born and raised in Queensland, so it's always been a reminder for me as like the beginning of the new year and summer, having a nice day out with the family or friends.
Well, being a Gold Coast boy, always going to have a soft spot for my hometown. But I just think it has so much to offer everyone, you know. It's just perfect weather, great beaches, great accommodation, beautiful restaurants and a fun nightlife. I just think it's a must-see destination.
Right, well, as our Magic Millions special guest, we're very lucky to have in KwaZulu-Natal a number of statesmen who have been in racing all their lives and have really made a huge contribution to the racing industry. And none other than Benji Johnson. He's spent his whole life in the horse business, and it's wonderful to be able to get him here. Benji, how did it all start? You as a riding boy, were you a gymkhana man?
We used to go to horse shows and gymkhanas. I think we were the first children to wear jods at the Royal Show in about 1936.
1936. You're giving away your age.
I'm afraid so.
Kids today don't wear jods anymore. They wear these long boots, and in our
I think
day,
some of the very little ones wear jods still.
yeah, very little ones. So you're a horse rider. Your horse is in your blood. Were your parents horse people?
My father rode well, and my mother. My father had some nice polo ponies, but he was more of a golfer and a tennis player. But he had some very nice polo ponies that he'd imported from England.
Did you ever get a chance to hit a polo ball around?
I played one chucker on a pony of Craig Brown's, and he said I could keep it and play, and he died the next day of a broken leg, so that was the end of my polo.
And you didn't really enjoy it enough to be able to get out there and have a go?
Didn't have any money apart from, I would have enjoyed it, I'm sure.
Well, to make the money, you guys started, you're a set of triplets. There's three of you, aren't there?
Three of us, yes.
Yeah. You and Jeremy?
Jeremy, who farms up country in Nottingham Road and now in the Free State, and Felicity, who lives in Scotland.
She's quite well connected, isn't she, with the British government?
No, I don't think with the British government. She, her second husband was brother of Douglas Hume.
Yeah, Douglas Hume. So, well, that's connected.
No.
If you needed to get anything through them, you had a
No,
sort
I'm
of
sure
direct
there wouldn't have been
access.
anything like that, no.
But you guys started a most incredible company, Johnson's Workwear, as it is
I
today.
started that in 1955, and from very humble beginnings it was, and now my son Nicholas has taken it over, and it's gone from strength to strength.
I see it's become a very, very big company.
Well, I wouldn't say it's big. If you look at some of the public companies, it's the biggest workwear manufacturers, I think, in Africa.
And Nicholas, involved in the horses, I see.
He had some with me,
yeah.
and on his own. He had a very nice filly with Herman Brown years ago, won 6 or 7 races, and we had some together. And the ones that failed, he blamed me, and one or two that won couple,